So the LA Galaxy have decided not to take up an option on Ashley Cole. He's now a free agent. And we understand looking to find a club here in England or possibly Scotland. Ray, first of all, he turns 38 next month. Could he still do a job for somebody? He's been linked heavily with Villa, also West Ham. Rangers have had a shout as well.
Absolutely, yeah. 38, I mean, he's looked after himself, kept him great. I watched him last season, a few games, and he looked very sharp. I think he got player of the season last year.
He was player of the season.
And they just couldn't keep him because of Ibrahimovic. You know, it was either one or the other. And obviously Ibrahimovic probably sell more shirts than Ashley, if I'm being honest. So they went with that decision. But I'm sure there'll be lots of clubs. Stevie G is a great shout, Rangers. I don't know who their left-back is at the moment, Rangers, but he would be great for the dressing room area. He's had a fantastic career. I mean, and I still think he can do a job definitely for another season next year.
Danny?
Well, I've not seen him recently to comment, but knowing him and playing against him many times and with him as well, he was always never carried weight.
No.
Always fit as a fiddle and so good on the ball. I'd go as far as to say probably the best left-back I ever come up against.
Good defender as well.
Oh,
I mean, you can talk about
the one-on-one with Ronaldo he had that time?
You can talk about going forward, and he was a threat going forward, and he get down the line, because he could play left wing. You know, he's played that as a kid, but he could defend. He learned how to defend, and I think the lads who was at the club at the same time when he was coming through, the likes of Tony Adams and people like that, he looked at them and he learnt very quickly, Ashley. And he was a fantastic... We was all very disappointed when he left. I mean, you know, he had a great career at Arsenal, but he went to Chelsea and never looked back. And I mean, 7 FA Cups he won. I mean, that is amazing.
The other thing that he's going to bring, if he does go somewhere, I mean, the amount of help he can bring to other defenders with the career he's had and the experience he's got. You know, so you're not... And depending on the financial, because I don't know what he's earning, but I would imagine Ash will be fine for money. He'll be looking at playing, won't he? Be looking at having a little good.
The big question is, can he do it I'm not too sure about the Premier League. I don't know if someone would take a chance on him in the Premier League, but certainly Championship, as you mentioned there, Villa.
Well, he's friends with John Terry, isn't he?
So that could be...
That's probably where the Villa link is.
Well, I mean, there's no argument about he's had a glittering career.
Oh.
I mean, in terms of left-backs...
He's the best we've had.
Yeah, always put him in my best team I played with. And I played with some good left-backs. Nigel Winterburn was a top left-back.
You play with Kenny Sansom?
You look at Stuart Pearce, people like that. I'm not that old. We play some really good left-backs, but Ashley's definitely comes out number one.
It was easy for him. It was always like he had another gear.
Yeah, he came to football late. He didn't start until he was, you know, older than most boys start.
Well, believe it or not, he nearly went to Crystal Palace when I was there at Arsenal because, you know, he went out on loan and it wasn't working for him. He wasn't going to get in the team under Arsene Wenger. And it was a bit of a mistake from Arsenal's point of view that he did get a chance because Silvinho, the left-back at the time, he had the wrong passport. And so they had
the wrong passport?
Oh, I don't know. The passport didn't let him come into the country and stay there and play for Arsenal. So, in the end, they had to bring him back. So the deal was off between, I think, Crystal Palace at the time, and that's when he got his opportunity. And he never looked back after that. And Arsene Wenger thought, wow, what a player this kid is. And that's when he got his opportunity to play week in, week out. So a little bit of luck, really, in Arsenal's point of view, that he stayed.
When you're a player like him and you've had such a fantastic career and, you know, you finished your last days in the Galaxy, are you putting yourself under pressure? You know, whether it be Villa, whether it be Rangers, whether it be wherever it is, because the fans remember you of old. How much harder is it for you? Or do you take the maxim, play as long as you can? Yeah,
I think the latter. As long as he's going to a decent level, because otherwise it would be hard work. He's not going to tarnish his career, whatever he does now, is he?
No.
No one's ever going to go, oh, look at it, you know, and forget what he did.
No.
Has he got the hunger? That's the big question.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to that age, he's played at the top level all his life. And then suddenly you might have to drop down a couple of levels. Look, you can argue that that's probably equivalent to what? Championship? The MLS,
no,
maybe?
I think the Championship's better than the MLS, personally.
Right, so he won't be dropping down then. I mean, he might be going up a level. So it's just the hunger, you know. After LA's probably a great place to live. He's probably really enjoyed living out there, and he probably wanted to stay, if I'm being honest, but it hasn't worked out for him.
Listen, you know him, you play with, you know his character. Do you think it would appeal to him to carry on fighting, because you know you've got to fight for your place each week.
But just what let me say, I don't know. Sometimes you say about fighting, it's if you can play with the freedom of not worrying about your next contract, and not worrying about, because you're only going to do a year anyway,
and who's coming behind you, and
you actually can really enjoy your football. And when you have a long career, you know, 20 years in the game, not too many seasons you're playing without pressure. There's always someone breathing down your neck trying to get your place. You're always trying to earn the next contract, get to the next level, get to the England squad, get into Liverpool's team, whatever it may be. And, you know, we might just want to have a bit of fun in a nice way. But you play seriously.
You can't say that to a manager who wants to sign you. Just come for a bit of fun.
No, you know what I mean, though. You play free. You play free.
Come for a jolly up.
Come for a jolly up.
And he might not be obsessed with
playing.
He might not be obsessed with playing every week.
No.
He might be wanting to just be around the lads, help.
I reckon he'd go down a coaching role myself.
Do you think?
I think he'll look at the other guys, Frank Lampard now. Well, maybe not. I don't know about manager with Ashley.
No, he's
pretty
quiet.
He's quiet.
Yeah.
He wasn't as vocal, and but I think he'd be a good coach. I think he'd be a good defensive coach that lots of people would learn off him, and he might want to go that route.